So yeah. Do. I mean, not exactly like that. I'll change it a little bit, but I want to keep that like rough outline. Uh, like roughly like the height and like the yeah. Do. So yeah, it's not supposed to be exactly the same. Just a little the same. Uh, do. All right, so then the animation would look something like oops. Well, it looks a little weird to have that drawn across the. Uh, yeah, I don't know if I like that exactly, but it's not it's not just static anymore, which is nice. That might be a little too extreme. I might not want it to be like as noticeable an effect. Um, Also, it doesn't animate that fast. It animates like more like that might be okay. Something like that might be okay. But yeah, it is a little too extreme. Like especially in this frame, it's not supposed to. Oops, it's not supposed to come out as far. Um, oops. Uh, uh, do, do. And oops, yeah. So wait, let's let's fix that in both frames of the wider with the widened lower section. Do. So do do do. Alright, so still a little bit exaggerated, a little bit too pronounced. So let's actually bring this back up a little bit, just a little bit. I want this like I want to add animation to this. I do want it to be a subtle sort of animation. I don't want it to be like too in your face. Oops. Oops. And then oh yeah, right. So actually that's kind of okay. This should come in a little bit on the. Oops. This should come in a little bit on the sides here and here. Not completely, but like just a hint. Yeah. All right. So something like this I think is good actually. I'll just clean up some of the curves and call it good. All right. So let's save these. I mean, like I said, I'll see how it looks in game before I bother to like go in and touch up more of the other little bits and bibs and bobs and whatnot. Yeah, feel free to ask away, Sloan. I'm here to answer. I'm here to do a lot of things, but one of the things I'm here to do is answer. Uh, uh, so, what was I gonna do though? Yeah, I was gonna see how this looked in game. So, true or, right. Let's get rid of it here, just so we can see how the 30-day top. So let's say true or, and then yeah, I think this should work. So let's see how this looks. Oh, the shapes are gonna be offset because yeah, I huh. Yeah, so the shapes have to be. I have to shift the position. I don't know how I like that necessarily, but we'll see. So let's pull this back to like 48, uh, or like 47 maybe. Uh, Actually 46 even, because we did make that shape significantly larger. Um, hmm. So yeah, that might be a little too. That yeah, I'm. Gosh, I think I was supposed to just be like way more subtle even, like, cause like that's like that shift is like too significant. Like I wanted it to be a very light pulse. So uh, yeah. All right. So I'll just dial it back even further. I think like the animation itself is okay. How do I connect to the client to Twitch chat? Yeah. Actually, that's that's actually why I'm using Python, because when I started on this project and I knew I wanted to make a game that would connect to Twitch chat. Python made it so simple. So we can look at that really quick. It's literally just gonna take a moment. Import socket. Uh, I have these. I have oh, so I have a separate like I have a separate file for credentials. We'll see like references to cred later, but that's only because I use uh, I use a separate file so that I don't accidentally show like my account credentials on stream. But yeah, so all you have to do is import socket, and then you say where is it that we do this? So right, you say socket. Like so, I just called mine SKT equals socket.socket. Like that's how you declare like you need a new network socket. You just say socket.connect. So right, so credentials server, credentials port, like those are if you need to know the details of like how to connect, like which basically where to get this data from, you can just type Twitch IRC into like whatever search engine, it'll be the first search result, and it'll tell you all you have to do is like here's the server, here's the port, and then it'll tell you like all the other all these things that it says here, like these are the things that I put in my credentials file just so I don't accidentally show them on stream. So you connect, and then these are the special commands that you send in. You just tell it the password, again the password that they instruct you to set up on that page, user, nick, join, and then once you do that, you're in. All you have to do there, so I set up a separate thread to read this data because I guess I didn't really have to do that, but I basically do all my network stuff on other threads. So oh yeah, right. So literally all I do though on that thread is I just keep saying I just keep I just keep saying like socket dot receive or recv and then so this is now like a data source that feeds you the Twitch chat information, and so all you have to do is just keep feeding in this data, and you parse it because it's just text data, and you're good to go. Yeah. So I had this up and running within like an hour of like I'd never done anything like this before, and I was new to like all this stuff, but I had like the core game running in like just like about an hour, and then by the end of the first week I had like a working thing. Like it was, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's like I mean I've said like a few times, more than a few times on stream, like if I had realized that I was going to spend as long on this project as I have, I wouldn't have done this project in Python, but Python did make it really easy to get started. So there's that. All right, so let's let me look at that again. I think like last time I looked at it, I was just thinking like it really needs to get smaller, or like the undulation really needs to get toned back, like dialed down, because it's just like too. I don't know. It looks like a weird like blob that's like bouncing alongside you, like a boy and his blob. It looks like you have a pet blob, basically. I kind of like I was like trying for it to look like more like light than anything. It was supposed to look like light. It wasn't supposed to look like a physical form. So maybe I should rethink how I'm like going about this. Like maybe it just shouldn't even undulate. Like maybe it should just I want some amount of animation to it. Maybe the outside shouldn't undulate and only the inside should. Like how there's the white and the blue. Um or else I could just like reverse the wonder what would happen if I reversed the direction of the undulation. Reverse the polarity. Like, what if this was image 3? Oh, I would have an image 3. What if image 3 was image 1 and image 1 was image 3? I wonder what that would do in terms of the visual. Because, like, I don't know, the way I set it up, it just looked way too much like a blob, like, bouncing along next to you. Alright, that kind of, like, got rid of some of the bouncing blobbiness sort of impact. That might actually be okay. I might be okay with this one. I might not be as inclined to change stuff. I mean, I probably will. I'll like reshape it a little bit, but like for the most part, I think that's actually okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. So one of my friends made a Twitch connected game in C Sharp. So it's definitely doable. I don't know the details of it, but oh, I terminated the wrong version of the script. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. That's annoying, actually. Why did PyCharm just close? Okay, no, that wasn't me. That was PyCharm being stupid. I'm not being stupid. PyCharm was being stupid just then, is what happened. Um, what the heck? Why PyCharm? Why? Why can't you just be like a normal thing and not like a crazy weird thing? Why PyCharm? Why? Um. uh. All right. I will restart the script in just a moment. I'm just gonna touch up a little bit of this stuff first. In the meantime. Uh. Seriously, you tell him, Sloan. I mean, I don't know. PyCharm. I have to keep reminding myself that PyCharm is free. PyCharm is free, and it's open source too. So if I ever like felt like being instead of just complaining, if I ever felt like doing something, I could edit like PyCharm. I could actually like instead of just complaining about the things I don't like, I could actually help change them or improve them. And I haven't been inclined to do so yet, but yeah, no, there are some things that like just don't even make sense. It's like I close one script and it closes the other script instead. I close the other script and PyCharm itself shuts down. It's like, come on. That's not even close. Not even trying. Oops, that's the wrong tool. Yeah, so I'll bring this back up slightly. Again. Bring it back up slightly more. So how's that? Yeah, that's much more subtle. I mean, not much more, but it's a little more subtle. Actually, I do want it to be very subtle, so I might even bring it back up even slightly further. That might be a little too much. Or it's just like, I don't like the shape right now. Like yeah, I think it got a little too squished back here or something. Because like, I don't know, the shape felt really weird between those two frames. Oh, that's definitely not an improvement, but, oh no, the shape was weird. No, the shape was weird like that. So, maybe actually just, I don't know. I guess that's pretty okay. No, it's still a little bit. No, it's still. Yeah, this curve is too pronounced up here. Should be a little flatter through here. Yeah, that's gooder. Gooder. That's better. Alright, so again, let's kind of do this like halvesies sort of approach to redrawing some of this stuff. Just like take the half that you like and slap it on to the other half that you like, and then just like justify the edges. Seems to work well enough. Uh, although I probably want to bring in some of the extremitude there too. Yeah, that might be that right. So this extremitude might be a little too extremitude, so I probably want to bring that in. Actually, the lateral translation, like the lateral animation, didn't bother me as much as the vertical. So like that might be okay actually. So actually, maybe this is better now. It's definitely a little more subtle. I don't totally like the shape right here. Oops, not like that. That just seemed a little bit too sharp. Minor detail, but alright, let's save these. Control 1, save 2, save 3, save 4, save. Hey. Alright, and let's. I'll restart the script like in real life, but just gonna check this out one more time. Yeah, that seems pretty okay. Oh shoot, I accidentally inverted the bounce animation again when I resaved them because I renamed them outside of Paint.net and I didn't reopen them, so I need to switch 3 and 1 again. And then I should so that I stop doing that, I should close these and reopen them. I mean, I only really had to reopen 1 and 3, but whatever. Alright, so let's see how that looks. I went to the clips because you're modding Minecraft Sword Attack and hate it. Ruin any chances with using Eclipse in Java for that matter, because Visual Studio. Yeah, Visual Studio is pretty hot. Yeah, I tried the what's that new thing like Code or whatever that just came out recently, and maybe I just couldn't figure out how to do it, but like I like downloaded it and checked it out and stuff, and I couldn't figure out how to get these these vertical spacing bars, like these vertical indentation indicators to show up. Otherwise I wanted to give that a shot, but I don't know. I mean, PyCharm, it works enough of the time that I guess I'll stick with it for now. It's kind of how I feel about like Paint.net too. Like, it's satisfactory, and there are things I like about it, so. So here we are. Oh yeah, I should restart the script now. So to do that, I need to take out some of these cheats. For example, this, and true or. I think those are the only two things I actually have to change. So I think I can run it. And this will be like the real script. Excuse me. This will be the real. Trusty Bard is a top donator? Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Sorry, I'm just gonna drag the visuals, make them look weird, but then it'll go back to normal, and cool. And so now I'm gonna put back in those two cheats, so that I can continue testing with this stuff. And, oh yeah, so specifically now I want to. Hey, Sogam, you have the new sparkles. Yeah, I think that's a step up. I might want to clean up some of like the little picky particly, like some of the like there are like two picky particly like little thingies like trailing off the top of like karma session top singular. It's like yeah, up on the top there are like two of these. Yeah, I think I might just get rid of like one of these extra like flecks up on the top of the screen, because like I just don't think we need that many. It just makes it look a little too. It doesn't make it look better. It just makes it look a little noisier. So I'm just gonna get rid of that one. Yeah, and it doesn't even show up in this frame. So yeah, I think that's better. I won't like restart the script again or anything, but for the next time, it'll just look. I don't know, just a little smoother, I guess. Hopefully, we'll see. All right, so the live programming program. The one I was thinking of was Code. I think it was literally just called Code. Uh, MS Code. Maybe? Nope. That I couldn't find it on a Google search either. Like it wasn't indexing it. Where did I find it though? Uh, Maybe I just have to do Microsoft Code. No? Still none of that? Alright, hold on. Code. Let's look for it in the news, because this is relatively recently. Uh, no? Come on. There, no. Yeah, Visual Studio Code. Out. Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know, it just seems like a light version of Visual Studio, I guess. And it seemed cool, but then apparently it's really hard to find. Go away, stupid advertisement. You're dumb. That guy's ugly and you're dumb. So yeah, it's just like, it seemed like it could be a cool project, but then it just didn't seem like, I don't know, like trying to do Python without those vertical indentation indicators seemed, I was just like, nah, I'll wait till they add those. Oops. Did that link work? There's like an extra S on it. Seems to have worked. Oh, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, what were we doing? We were, yeah, this stuff with stuff. Right, so we made we made this as such, and then, so then there's the other one. Like, that's all I really planned on doing for that one. But then there's also, there's not just 30-day top plural, there's also 30-day top singular, which is like, previously it's been like a slightly spiky glowing version of like the same thing. So we kind of want to, yeah, so I kind of want to do that, I guess. Hold on, I'm going to actually delete this though. Probably shouldn't have deleted it. I probably should have kept it around for reference purposes. But I guess we have Sogom down there for reference purposes. So yeah, so basically what I want to do is have like these spiky, like emanating glowy parts also do also like be, similarly reactive with like the undulation and like the just so it doesn't look so stiff, because like I don't know, it just looks really flat, I guess. Like it was looking really flat. And so Sogom is actually a really good example, because Sogom has the thing that we're about to update, and Sogom also has the wing too, and the wing still looks really flat too, right? Like, it doesn't look. It looks like, I don't know. It looks like it might be made out of cardboard or something. It looks too rigid. Like I think like feathers like that would actually like ruffle or like rustle a little bit as they as you move. So that'll be like the next thing. The wing should be easier, because like the wing is basically like I basically only have to do the wing once. There are technically two wings, but I basically only have to do it once. And then, because the second wing is like a color swap of the first one, with like an ornament. But we don't have to redo the ornament, because the ornament doesn't animate. Although I could like put a glimmer of like shine on one frame of the animation of the ornament, because the ornament is really shiny. I don't know. We'll see. So, yeah. So what do we do? Right. I was gonna. I deleted that one. Actually, I won't delete it. I'll just rename it like orig. And then because what I'm gonna do is take these ones that we just made, put them here, and then use these as like the basis for like what we're gonna do. So actually, I guess we can close these now. I might come back and do minor tweaks later, but for now we can just okay. So yes, and so on and so forth. So I'll probably want to make this canvas size bigger again, so that I'll have more room to work with again. Because like, yeah, we're getting pretty close to the edges here, and I want these rays to be a little more noticeable than that. So let's if I wanted to, I could do something like even more extremitude than than just no, I think this will probably be fine how it is. Um, yeah, so let's just widen this for starters. Image canvas size. Let's keep it centered, and let's increase it to like 80 pixels. Is that gonna be enough? Yeah, that should be enough. Is that actually no? I'm probably gonna go a little bit wider than that. So let's make it like 90 pixels, just so I have room. That might be a little overkill, but it's easier to shrink it down later than to continuously like keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger. So yeah, so image canvas size, bump it up to 90 pixels. Zoom back out a little bit. And image canvas size 9 pixels. Zoom out. Save. I guess I don't have to save this stuff yet, but for some reason with Paint.net, the first time you save something, you have to click through that dialogue, and so it doesn't hurt to just get that dialogue out of the way up front. Yeah, and then okay, so I'm thinking instead of just like little spiky things that are pointing out, I think it might be like little rays, kind of like those spiky things, and I think they'll be always moving upwards. I think they'll just be like constantly moving upwards. So, oh, how do you get a fox? You get the fox eventually if you get to a high enough level. Yeah. So I think it's like 30 something, level 30 something. I forget exactly. Well, actually, it must be. You get the fox after you're the brigand. So yeah, it's probably in like the 30s, like level 33-ish or so. I could look that up, but oh. Oh. I left the cave cheat on. Technically this event is supposed to Wait, actually this event is supposed to happen in the ship. But for some reason we're in the cave. Why didn't it teleport us to the ship? That's weird. I feel like it's supposed to do that, and yet it didn't. Oh, I know why. I know why I didn't do that. It's because I'm cheating. I bet if yeah. I told the graphics thread to teleport to the cave, but I never told the data thread that we were like technically going to be in the cave, kind of. So the data thread thought we were already on the ship, whereas the graphics thread, yeah. I can. No, I was gonna say I can take that cheat out, but I'm actually gonna leave it like that. It's not gonna. It's not gonna disrupt the game, except. Oh wait, actually, wait. I know how to fix this. Nah. I'll just leave it how it is. So we're gonna teleport from the cave to the forest in 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 the near future, because that's just how it's gonna go. Alright, so yeah, so these little emanating spiky beamy things, how are they going to look? I guess, maybe I will change, like, the shape of this. Maybe I will make it, like, maybe it actually will, like, be like emanating like beams coming out from this. I don't know. Maybe not. I was thinking like it could be. It could be. I don't know. Might be something like this. I guess. We'll see. I'm just gonna try like a few different like treatments and see what's good, what we like, what we don't. I almost kind of want to do this like procedurally, kind of almost like how we did the previous ones, but I also don't, because like that, like we ran into so many like annoyances like trying to get that to work that I kind of don't want to deal with that garbage annoyance stuff ever again. Uh, it could hypothetically be convenient, but it doesn't always work out that way. all right, so what would this animation loop look like? Uh, it'd be like yeah, I don't think these blunted ends are the right way to go. I think it probably should be pointed ends. Uh, so how is this animation loop gonna go? Like I guess these can move relatively slowly. So like these points here. So like well, all right. Actually, if they're not gonna be blunted though, they're probably gonna be shaped pretty differently. Yeah, because it's not just the it's not just the outer points that's not going to be blunted, it's the inner points that's not going to be blunted either. It's like I want it to look yeah, I don't want it to look quite so flat because I want them to look like they're emanating from like the center of like the bottom, like this is like the point of origin for these beams. It was actually rather difficult for me to get for me to oops, to get these the little spiky things on this shape. Oops, little spiky things on this shape to look good in the first place. So, might take me a minute more to get them good again. Or like not even like good per se, but just like in a state that I'm happy with. So, here we go. That might be okay. Ish. I'll clean it up a little bit, but that might be okay for now. Actually, I'll use a smaller brush because this is like supposed to be like finer detail kind of. All right, so so um, so right, so what I'm picturing for like the animation here is pretty simple. It's just that these spikes will like traverse gradually upwards. So oh, what was the question? Yes. Oh, you get experience. Yeah, you get experience just from watching the stream, but you get experience like you technically get experience. You don't get nearly as much experience just for watching the stream as you would for participating. So, hey, Akimus, how's it going? Uh, yeah, like it. With yeah. So there's passive experience gains, but the passive experience gains are not as nearly as good as the gains for participating in the events themselves. Actually, part of that is because I changed how that system works, and when I changed it, I accidentally like rebalanced it. Like like the way that I had it balanced before did not like carry through into the new system exactly, and so it's a little out of whack at current. But yeah. Oh yeah, and so then the other thing is that I was like, why does this look weird still? And the other part of that is because I didn't do the internal spiky things, which is actually part of why it was so difficult to get right in the first place. So we'll see how this turns out. Because yeah, it was like a balance of getting like the silhouette of the spiky shapes to look good, and then also have the internal sort of stuff going on too. But this isn't too hard, I guess. It seems pretty straightforward. Who knows? Maybe I'll decide I don't like it later, but whatever. All right, so that seems fine. Yeah, just like a slightly more exciting version of the other one, I guess. Uh, so yeah, and so what was I yeah, so the next thing I was going to do was to start, so like, yeah, to set up this, hold on, sorry, this is like horribly asymmetrical here. But the other thing I was going to do to set up this animation was to yeah, so now that we have that, I was gonna like not like get the whole thing exactly, but I was gonna get basically like the tips of like these hold on, wait, actually no, you know what I'll do is I'm gonna actually copy the whole thing. I'm gonna put it on a separate layer, uh, and use this as like the basis for. I'll make it a lot less. Yeah, I'll make it a lot more transparent. Uh, and then right, because then okay, so for this one, what's supposed to happen here is I skipped to the opposite frame of animation because what's supposed to be happening in the opposite frame of animation is that the points should have traversed like halfway between each other. So the point that started on the very bottom should be like halfway between these two. Oops, halfway between where it started and where it is where the middle one started, and so on and so forth. So and then the one at the top should be like halfway disappeared. Yes, and then right, because and then I guess actually there should start to be like a new spike forming, I guess technically. And then we'll clean this up too to make it look a little less weird. Um, uh, so yeah, and then so once we have these two set up, it'll be easier to do the in between frames too. It'll be a little easier to get a sense of like where those are supposed to happen, or like how those are supposed to be positioned. Yeah, okay, so that's like roughly the shape, and now let's make this shape look less dumb. So for example, oops, so yeah, speaking of shapes looking less dumb, this down here is looking a bit dumb, so let's, yeah, that's a little bit better. This over here could use a lot of help. And then oops. So yeah, this is basically how it should go, and then so the spikes are like they just like rise up a little bit, and then they kind of like fade into the rest of the shape. I guess I don't know. I might change that too, but that's like kind of my idea for like how to start this animation. And as per usual, I'll probably be completely wrong and have to change everything about what I thought the animation would be. But I guess I should just quickly like slap this in so that I can like kind of see if it makes any sense or if it's gonna work at all or like what the deal is there. So I won't spend a ton of time getting these lines perfectly right or whatever. Whoops. Alright, so that seems fine. And then, so I'll just get rid of this other extra layer now. And then, so, yeah, so for, so now we have like these two frames of animation. And so these spikes are supposed to be moving slowly, so, we will, we'll only shift, so in the other two frames of animation, we'll only shift them a very small amount. So like in this frame of animation, here, I'll copy new layers for both of these things, maybe? I don't know, this might look weird. If I put all of these on the same thing, that gets really cluttered. So what if I drop down the opacity though? Because I kind of want it to be like halfway between these things. That might work. Wait, you know what I'll do? I'll only use these layers to dot in like the position of like where these are supposed to start, and then I'll hide those layers, and then should be good to go. Hey, yeah. So what I'm working on right now is see what Trusty Bard has going on, the like glowing light orb that's around. I'm making like a version of it that has like these like glowing spikes like emanating from it. So I'm like working on the animation for this alternate version is what we're doing now. Uh, so on this layer, yeah. So the point is going to be here. It's going to be here. It's going to be here. These are the locations on this side, and then over here it's going to be here. It's going to be here. It's going to be here. All right. So yeah, there are way too many layers going on there, so I wouldn't have been able to see anything. But all right. So now basically I just connect these in, and that should be most of it. Although I want to do like a little bit else, I guess. Kind of. Yeah, no, I don't know how this is gonna work exactly, but like, right. So if it was like this, roughly, how would that look in terms of animation? Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah. Okay. Good. Or let's go back to this one. We can keep working. Oops. Nope. Go away. So yeah, let's connect these in. Connect these. And this one. And right, so so I'm just gonna put like this little nub down here on the bottom because that's to indicate in the next one like we start to like get these like this nub growing out, and it's like it's barely gonna be there at all in this frame, but it will be there like a little bit. So that's what we're doing there. Hey, congratulations, Trash Can, on leveling up. So yeah, okay. Oh, and Ancient Scion, congratulations both of you on leveling up. Uh, so let's do these inner points, because as we all know, it's what's inside that counts. And by that I mean the contrast between the inner and the outer glow is relatively subtle, but if the inner glow doesn't reflect what's happening with the outer glow, it's gonna temper a lot of the visibility of the outer glow, and I want this effect to be like noticeable. So it's not only what's on the inside that counts, but what's on the inside definitely counts in this scenario. Actually, I think this little nub is probably so insignificant yet that I won't even like give it like much of an inner glow. Maybe like the slightest recognition of like the inner glowingness, but like basically none. Okay, that's probably fine. And then so let's do that one more time with the final frame. So actually, let me just double check that the animation looks okay. Yeah, like it's still like doing that weird undulating thing, so it looks a little weird because of that, I think. But oh yeah, the undulating thing looks even weirder now that the edges like have the spikiness going on, because like, yeah, I don't know. I might want to come back and touch that up a little bit, but we still have this frame animation to do. So let's go to here. Let's do the same thing as we did before. Make 2 new layers. Put this on one of them, and put this on the other one. Oops, on the other one. Yes, and then make these less opaque, and then draw in the points here. So, alright, so this one's going to have a lot of points. This one's going to be like the pointiest. because it's gonna have like the nub that was growing up is gonna be like, you know, pretty well formed at this. Um, and then it's gonna have that, and then it's gonna have so like the relatively big spike or like the medium-sized spike will be, or like what was the big spike and is becoming the medium-sized spike will be about here, and then what was the medium and is becoming the small spike will be here, yeah, here, and then the tiny spike will be almost completely gone. It'll be like there, and so same down here. So the spike that was growing will be like the thing that was a nub previously will become the big spike here, and then this one will be here, this one will be here, and then the nub will be there. Okay. So all right, let's get rid of these layers now. So yeah, spiky, 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 super spiky. I should have lined, if I had been thinking in advance, I should have lined these up so that the when it like this one with like the most of the spikes was on would like be on the frame where it had been undulating outward more. It's probably not going to make a huge difference, but I don't know. That could have been a nice touch. So, these ones on the top disappear completely in the next frame, so they should be pretty subtle. Actually, more subtle than this even. Oh yeah, the only reason they're even that visible is because the sides have just retracted inwards. So yeah, no, they should be very subtle. Um, yeah. So, right, I'm drawing, and nothing's really going through my brain. It's just like draw, 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 draw. If anyone has questions, now would be a great time to ask, because like I just have extra brain bandwidth that I'm not using right now. It's all just like images and like swirls of colors like going through my brain right now. So, how does this look? Yeah, I think that looks about okay. I mean, I still have to do the inner points, of course, but for the most part, I think this is on track. Do. Right, I should be saying something. Welcome back, Sloan. I No, I don't know. I'm like my mind's. I'm just like it's not that. I think it's like meditative, right? Like when people describe like meditation, they describe like their mind like basically as blank. It's not that I'm like feeling especially stupid when I'm working on art. It's just that like I'm not like I just like I'm not thinking in like literal terms. So like there's nothing like to narrate about what's like going on through my head. Uh, I joke that it's just like colors and shapes, but like I don't know. It's like yeah. It's like that's I mean it's not literally like a swirl of like whatever, but it's I mean that's basically like the what the where my brain is at. So like this is like the animation, I guess. Um, so I might want to tweak that a little bit because like for one thing, I think it's like kind of like contrasting with the undulation a little bit, or like it's not playing nicely with the undulation. For one thing, I made these points too big. These ones here, uh, just a little bit too big, and I feel like I should play into the undulation somehow. I just don't. I don't know. It might be that this is fine. I could just try this, see how it works out. Oh, I am. Between these two frames, I accidentally made this point too low, or this point was too high. It should be lower, and this point was too low. It should be a little bit higher, because it seemed like it wasn't animating. It's a little bit better. Still a little. Oops, not eraser tool. Did not mean to use the eraser tool. Alright. I when I was younger, I just for fun, I started I think I'm gonna go back and actually no, I should see how this looks in game before I go and like do other weird things. Um, I guess I was fortunate that when I was younger, I just like kind of randomly started just like drawing just for fun. Like I didn't draw well, I just drew because it was fun, and it's helped because like now that I actually have cause to like not that I'm a good artist or anything, but like now that I actually have cause to like have silly little drawings all over the place, I'm at least able to make silly little drawings. So yeah, that was kind of worked out. I had no particular like I never considered myself an artist. I never intended to ever become an artist, but I I don't know, I just drew for fun, and hey, how about that? I can do very few things in life, but the things I can do just happen to work well for game development. I can make software, I can do stupid little drawings, and I come up with dumb ideas. Like those are like my three strengths. And I mean that's what games are. Games are like dumb ideas in software with stupid art. So, all right. So what? Oh yeah. So true or. So right. So I want to check 30-day top now. So I want to say true or again here. So that not only are they flagged as like within the 30-day whatever, but also like literally the top of all time. So let's see how that looks. Okay, so I didn't adjust the data. I didn't change the data, and I have to change it by like kind of a lot. So I'm noticing like there's like a kind of like a like I meant to make it look like these spikes were like rising, right? But there's kind of like an undulation to them, or like not an undulation, but like a variance, like what like feels like the source of origin. So it feels like there's sometimes like they're not just like rising up, but they're like kind of like wiggling around a little bit, like a little mushy, like almost more like tentacles or something. So I want to address that. I can get that with detailing. I think so. Apart from how that looked weird, the rest of it seemed okay, I guess. How much? Oh wow, yeah. How much wider did I make this? Well, actually, what did I use as the positioning for the data singular? So I used 46, and then I made it a whole 20 pixels wider, so it should be 36. Uh, yeah. Also, speaking of 36, this one I also changed to 36 incidentally. So wait, 46? Oh, this was already at 46. All right, well, whatever. 36, 36. There we go. All right, so that should look better. At least it should at least look a little more centered. Um, yeah. So I want to reinforce like like the like the the rising rays sort of look. But I think for the most part that's kind of okay. I think I might want to tone down the undulation even further for this one because like the undulation is not like the important part of this. It might be fine though. Let's sharpen up the points and see how that plays. Doo-doo-doo. So actually I think I just to really sell it, I think I'm gonna add in a new layer and which apparently can't for some reason like if my mouse is on my other computer, like my tablet can't click buttons. Like it can still like draw here even if my mouse is on my other computer, but it can't like click the new layer button. I don't know what that's about. All right, so straight line tool. I'm just gonna so on this new layer, I'm just gonna add in I'm gonna add in. Well, okay. So the first thing I'll do is to define like what is the center point here? Like what is the point of origin from these like rays of like whatever? And I'm pretty sure it's like pretty sure it's like right here basically. Why is it still using the wrong color? Oh, probably I didn't. I probably just didn't change the color. So I think like the origin point is here. Uh, Actually, maybe it's more like here. Yeah, I guess it should be up a little bit because like, yeah. Uh, so like we'll put it here. Should be maybe it should be a little bit forward because like the whole shape is like slightly. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay, so first let's put this on all the layers, on all the images. Do 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 do. Uh, Wait, what? There's a Google search code Microsoft covering the top left quarter of the stream. Is that so? Whoa! What the heck? Oh, I know what happened. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. It's because I accidentally closed the Twitch alert notifier thing, and so it was just using like the last image that it had from Chrome, which is how I run that. All right, so yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I would not have noticed that. Thank you very much. Uh, so all right, so I put in this extra layer on all these images. So now let's like basically like connect the dots. And by the dots I mean like the tips of these things to that center point. So do. And then this will just be like I'm doing this on a separate layer, so that way I can just use this as like the guideline for when I'm like fleshing out the shape of these points, and so that way hopefully it'll by doing it this way I can know assuredly what is what is the center line of these rays, and I can get them like straightened out a little bit better. Do 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 do. I'm not gonna keep this like as like dark black. I'm gonna switch it to like a slightly less obnoxious tone for the purpose of I won't do it for those little nubs on the bottom. Not yet. Next frame we can start worrying about those. Do 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 do. All right, and then I wonder if by drawing in these lines, I wonder if I'll notice any difference in. It might be that I have to move some of these lines too. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be that these. It might be that these lines are like part of what I was noticing is that these lines were not. Maybe they weren't consistent in their spacing. So that wouldn't be too hard to change. But stuff like this, like that point was very clearly like not in the correct direction. Mm-hmm. And like this one too. So yeah, this should be better. Oh yeah, look at these. These are definitely not like these are way off. So yeah, getting that cleaned up I think will help the consistency of the animation. I think like the concept of the animation is fine. Oh, look at this. Okay, it does raise up a little bit. I was gonna say like maybe that like this line I didn't think it was raising up enough. And then it raises up a lot in the next frame. So actually I think I want to actually raise this one up a little bit more here. I want this to be a little bit higher up. right? Maybe not. Maybe not that much higher. Maybe like somewhere in between. Maybe like here. I don't know. I think that could be good. I wonder if it'd be the same on this side. Nah, actually on this side it was actually pretty close how it was. Weird. Uh, Alright. Almost there. Yeah, a lot of these are just like... I mean, they were all free-handed, so whatever. Alright, so how's the spacing of those lines go, though? Like, is that at least okay? Control 1, 2, 3... So on this last one, the points... Alright, so the the length of the lines is fluctuating a little bit, so I want to touch that up. So like here, sign should be a little bit further. Oops. Should be like here. I'll just use like the pencil tool or something, or the paintbrush, very narrow paintbrush tool. To like extend that out a little bit further. Alright, whatever. And then like, yeah, like this one for example. This one feels like it's too, that's not like far enough up, I guess. Feels like it's too low. Feels like it should be like more like this, I feel like. Maybe? Is that better? Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. So, alright, so starting on frame 1, the bottom line goes to there, and then to there, to there, and to there. That one, now that one feels a little bit narrow. So maybe it wasn't that that other one was too, maybe it wasn't that that one was too, was not far enough. Maybe it was that the one before it was like too far. So wait, hold on. Starting from the bottom, that goes to there, to there, to there, to there. Maybe it's fine enough. Alright, so starting from the bottom, it goes to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there. I'm just like stepping through each of the frames of animation to watch how it moves. Yeah, so there's a huge jump here, for one thing. Like, so like these lines should not be that high up. They should be more like this, if anything. And I think it probably happens with the other side too. Yeah, definitely does. So these should be much more like this probably seems like not an important detail, but like it's the sort of thing where like I want to get it right the first time because there's no point in like redrawing these a million times over. Alright, so the lengths of the points are still definitely needing a bunch of help, but like, oh, and also this one is way too far down. Yeah, more like that. So in these two frames of animation, the bottom point really doesn't move that much. And neither between these two frames of animation, or not the bottom one, but the middle one. So like this one, I don't know, I guess it's okay. No, I guess that's pretty good actually. I think this is much better. But yeah, so the lengths, I definitely need the lengths to be improved. So actually, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna define like what that length is supposed to be. We're just gonna make it consistent. So let's say that it's supposed to be like the points are supposed to come out like So it's basically like there's another outer curve basically, and the points are supposed to like touch the outer curve. Um, let's just define what that outer curve is supposed to be. It's actually, yeah. What would that outer curve be like? It follow like roughly the same curve as the shape itself. And actually, I guess it doesn't really come. Huh. Well, I don't know. I could extend it further up. I like kind of have the points like shrinking in sooner than this. I Nah, yeah, I do like it actually having them shrink in sooner than this. So actually, I'm gonna make it like come in a little bit more like this, I think. And then on the other side, kind of same thing. I mean, it'll be mostly off screen. And then come in around like, oh, not quite like that. So I might change it up slightly, but like I think it'll be like roughly like this. So this way, like so every point, like no matter which direction it's like emanating, it'll like the tips will always come out to like this point, and that way, that should be consistent through the animation. And like actually, yeah, it goes off. It basically goes off screen here. So all right, that should be a little bit better. So let's put this on the other layers too. So copy or on the other images. Paste. New layer, paste. New layer, paste. And yeah, let's lower the opacity on these layers. Do. Do. I'm gonna keep the layers separate still, just because they represent like different things. But alright, so it doesn't have to be the exact same opacity, just like low opacity, low enough opacity that I can draw over it or under it or whatever. Although I guess I should actually draw. Ooh, I have to be careful how I color pick when using like opacity, because like, yeah, I don't know. Alright, so alright, cool. So yes, let's now go do the final of the arts and stuff. Actually, I might want to make this stuff even a little bit softer. Yeah, it doesn't have to be bright at all, really. Okay. And maybe with this too. Alright, so now let's go to our layer that we actually care about. And yeah, let's work with a smaller brush now. So this one's actually pretty good. Started about right. Started off pretty okay. And so let's just make sure that our points extend all the way to the edge, and that straight lines, clean lines, good like inner, because it's not just the points, it's the like the inside too. It's like the space between the points, like here, these little like not in like inner notches too. So yeah, all right, now that we have like a more precise implement here, we can do the light, the shading, or the lighter tone as well, with a little more precision and care. And right, like so this, for example, oh yeah, that was an example of me color picking a really bad color. Ugh. All right, I have to be careful about that. All right, so I don't know, something like that maybe. How's that look without the other stuff? Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. I mean, it looks slightly awkward unto itself, but we are. Oh, you know what else? Yeah, that was the other thing. We can probably, we don't, I was gonna say, no, this is fine how it is. I was gonna say, like, we could actually, like, see another point of like, the spike here, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, this side was not quite as precise the first time around. This side was a little bit lumpier, so smooth this out a little bit. Do 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 do. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And this one here. And then um, I sorry, I'm gonna help with this event. I blast I blast build it. Oh, I typoed. Oh. Never mind. I was gonna participate in that event, but I'm not. Oh wait, no. I can. There's still time. Damage. Just type fast. No time for anything witty. There we go. All right. Yay, we're doing it. All right. What was I doing? Oh yeah, right. So now we can do the. Sorry for the distraction. Now we can do these inner points. To do. Actually, this one was pretty good. This one's pretty good to begin with. Oops. I ruined it, but it started out okay. Yeah, this one was a bit off. So how does that look? Yeah, that's fine. And it's like more angularly accurate, so that's good too. So now, yeah, again, let's soften these a little further. They can be like very subtle. Okay. So on this one, we went a little too far with the, oops, wrong layer. We went a little too far with the tips. But for the most part, it was pretty good though. Apart from the fact that like the tips extended a little too far out, like it was mostly quite good. And I think they probably extended a little too far out because I think this was like one of the frames where it like was starting to undulate a little bit. Like it was starting to like flatten out a little bit. So if I wanted to, I could bring the some of the crevices back in. Like I could erase like further down here if I wanted to, but I don't think I really need to. I mean, excuse me, I might do that later if I need to. For starters, though, it's mostly just a matter of fixing up these lines. So once again, I've reached a point where I don't really have much to say, except I could narrate, like, here I'm color picking this color, and I'm making this line, and then I'm color picking this color, and I'm making the reverse line, and accidentally hit a little too far, and so I'm going back and touching that up. But, I just really don't see that as, like, the most compelling commentary. So, again, it doesn't have to be a good question. If people just have questions, like, again, like, it doesn't have to be a good question. I'm willing to entertain. Like, this is one of those opportunities where, like, if you have a question that, like, you think I might, like, not typically answer, you know, it's like the standards of questions are just a lot lower now. Like, you can ask questions that I would normally turn away, and I'll probably talk about them for, like, hours and hours. I'll give you, like, way more information than you ever wanted to know on whatever topic it is. Because frankly, I don't really have anything else to be doing right now. So, Uh, it's that, or I could tell more stories about biking, or I could tell stories about how I had nachos the other day and they were really good, and how, but just in general, I've been like trying to like not have nachos as much because they're good, right? Nachos are good, but then, hey, Biscuit Eagle has um, yeah, I can't even tolerate like my own idle, like whatever it would. I could talk about like I could talk about like so many incessant like or like just irrelevant things right now, and I just don't even have the patience to myself like do that to myself and everyone here. So I'm not going to do that, but I could. I sure could. um yeah, okay, so I think this is going well in terms of like reshaping. Oh, I forgot to do the outside too. In terms of like making sure it's like within bounds and shapely in that regard. Which I think, yeah, because if I just like square off the ends without reshaping the sides, then it gets a little blunt, and I want these to be like a little bit pointy. So, do. So yeah, but I think this is pretty good. Um, hmm, sorry. Don't mind me. Um, tell a story about a JavaScript game, JSON, and JAX. Oh, so the first. Oh, you said JavaScript. Ah. Well, okay, I can tell you about the story about Hero, which was a game that is now hosted on my site uh, using JavaScript, which was originally written in Java. It was actually the first game that I ever started making. I can't say it's the first game I ever made as a independent developer. It was the first game I ever started making. I didn't finish it originally. Like the original version of oops, I was not supposed to use the eraser tool there. The original version of Hero, I started like 8 years ago, and was it 8 years? Maybe it was 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, and it was this was like back before JavaScript was like the hotness, and like HTML5 allowed you to do like sweet Flash like stuff without Flash. So I made this project. I wanted to do this project for like the web, and so I did it in Java using this applet, or using like this engine that could like make applets. It was called JPCT. I think it actually still exists. Um, it was not like well documented or like extremely well featured or whatever, but uh, it was like so the nice thing about it was it didn't involve a yeah it didn't involve a developer license or anything. Like it was free, and it could make applets. Like it could make programs that would run in browser. It like required like I was like it didn't run well. Like it. I mean like it would run well, but like you what was it like you were more likely to like when you tried to run it, it was more likely to tell you to update your version of Java than it was to just work immediately, which is not my favorite thing in the world. Like it doesn't, that's not exactly a boon to accessibility, but it did technically work. And so uh I I actually I was only actually developing that game for a month though, because uh by the end of the month, or no, actually, it was more like a month and a half, or maybe 2 months. It was a relatively short amount of time for like what the project would have needed. Like that the point I was at when I stopped, it was not like I was not like near the finish line. But I mean, I got a lot done. I got a job was the problem, or it wasn't really a problem, but that was like why I didn't continue working on it, because once I told myself like once I started working in AAA that I would continue to develop independently as well, like just keep my personal projects on the side, and that did not happen. I mean, like in my time in AAA, I did like occasionally work on some like side projects and stuff, but they like were never finished, and like they were never exactly how I intended them to be. Um, so I don't think I was particularly successful in that regard. But I mean, I think like part of it is because like when I focus on something, I tend to want to really do well with it. Like like I don't know. It's kind of like that, the saying like, if you're gonna do something, you might as well do it right. Like I think there's something to that because like we don't need like a world cluttered with like half-assed like projects that like you know uh, I mean, all right. I guess like I guess on some level I'm kind of trying to justify like what is my approach to like how I like manage my time, but like I think there's merit to it. And not to say that's the only way to do it, but like I think there is merit to really really like putting your all into like something because I don't know, you can really like people can really accomplish stuff when they do that. And I think and especially like in contrast to the fact that like a lot of people don't like put their all into it. Then did I actually ever do a game in JavaScript using the HTML5 canvas? It's awesome. I mean, all the games that I made in Unity, or like my three portfolio pieces, that I made in Unity, I did export to Java, but I didn't write the Java script myself. I let Unity do it for me. Um, I yeah, I was thinking of at one point I did, like like I mentioned before, one of the side projects I started was actually in one of the side projects that I did start and I worked on for a little while I was working in AAA. It was working in JavaScript and HTML5. The reason I didn't go back to it when I started working independently again is because there are a lot of solutions that like Unity, for example. Well, Unity didn't even do this at the time, but it does now. There are a lot of options where you don't have to write in JavaScript. You can write it however, and and then like export it basically to like JavaScript and HTML5. And so, to the extent of my knowledge, it doesn't work the same way the other way. It's not like, if you write a game in JavaScript, I don't think it's necessarily the case that you can like export it to like PlayStation or like Xbox or whatever. So, um, yeah. So I haven't really pursued that. Like I would have. I totally would have. Like if that had existed back when I was making Hero in the first place, it would totally have been done in JavaScript and HTML5. But that was like I said, that was 7 years ago. And if you wanted to do stuff like that, you basically needed Flash. Back in my day, uh, hmm. All right, so this one's probably looking pretty okay now. Yeah, some of these lines are a little thin, but I kind of like had to do that a little bit. Like I kind of had to shrink some of the just like get all the lines in there. I had to kind of like the blue line on the edge is a little relatively thin, but I think that's okay. Okay, so I think this is the last one now. So let's lighten these lines a little bit again, and so oh, did I do the points? Did I? Oh, I did. I know I didn't really blunt the points, or I blunted the points instead of sharpening them. Do. Oh, this point is super blunt. But again, it's like the sharper I make these, the thinner I make the blue lines. But I guess sometimes that just has to be the case. Looks like this one doesn't actually extend far enough. But that should be good. Okay. Um, so yeah, this one's way off. Way off. Wait, what? Oh, I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Frickin'. Uh, excuse me. Alright, so this is supposed to be sharper in here, and this is supposed to be over here, not over here. It's supposed to come down like so. It's supposed to come up like so. It's supposed to come down like so. Yeah, that's better. And then, sorry, I'm like rotating it. It actually does help. Although at a certain point I was like, whoa, wow, I was like, what? All right. It feels weird, but it does. It is a little easier to visualize. Like what is that I'm working on? My head's. No, it just feels super weird. I need to like rotate the entire room instead. I just need to be working in anti-gravity. I bet art is way easier if you're working in anti-gravity, because then you can just like swing it around and like swivel and pivot and like do whatever, like approach it from whatever angle you want. Although I guess actually some mediums of art would actually be probably really difficult that way, right? Like I don't know. I was gonna say like oil painting or like watercolor, but no, I guess those things stick pretty well. There's not really much gravity involved with that. I bet sculpture would be difficult because like you'd like chisel the stuff off and then like there would just be like a cloud of like dust, like it wouldn't all fall to the ground. Um, See what happens when when you don't give me questions to answer? I just start talking about like inane stuff like art and zero gravity. Come on, guys, come on. You had one job. You had one job. Um, I'm just kidding. I mean, this is the stupid stuff that goes on in my head, regardless of whether I say it out loud. So, uh, your questions wouldn't save me from this stuff. Your questions would only save you from this stuff. So again, feel free to ask. Ask away. Not only will I answer your question, I'll probably go on a really long tangent. Um, would you like to talk about this game? What are your plans and expectations and our thoughts in general on it? Yeah, sure, I can do that one. Uh, for SideQuest, I don't have any plans or expectations or thoughts or opinions or like anything. Like for SideQuest only exists because I think it's a neat idea, and it only exists to the extent that I think it's a neat idea. So like, um, I so okay, so one thing that I would like to do with it, like one thing that I'll feel like moderately successful if I accomplish this with it, is that I'd like to I'd like to run it in like probably a charity stream. Like I'd like it to be a charity stream. It doesn't have to be a charity stream. Like I don't know. I just want to run it like for some like significant event, such that like so like the reason I want to do this is twofold. For one thing, that's what it was made for, and that's like how it actually plays well. Like it plays fine here in this channel, just on autopilot. But like that's not what it was made for. And like this is like the basically like I think of like the autopilot as like Trusty Bard as GM is basically like the demo mode. Like I leave it running so that people can see like what the game is about, but like I recognize that it's not a fully engrossing experience. Or like I don't mean to belittle what it is, because like I am proud of what it is, but like in my mind like I know what it can be, and like what it can be is so much cooler. So yeah, like one of my like not for like any specific reason, but just for this, basically just for the sake of like me being able to say like, yeah, I totally did that, I totally accomplished that. I want to run someday I want to run SideQuest in, it doesn't even have to be a different stream. I just like sometimes I think like, oh, maybe I should just run SideQuest in my own stream. So my stream is just all about game development, and I don't want to I don't want to dilute that. I don't want my stream to become about like anything else really. Um, so that's why I keep thinking some other stream. Like I want to run SideQuest in probably some other stream at some point. Like ideally for like, to help like raise, help promote like a charity cause or like something like that. And I want to actually, like, it doesn't even have to be me that like GMs it, but like I want someone to like actually like GM it, like it's supposed to be played, because I think that's like where it's really gonna shine. And I just, so like, yeah, so I like it and I like working on it, but it just feels weird that like, hey, Dogman, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, it just feels weird that like so far I've only made SideQuest with the assumption that perhaps someday it will ever get used. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I just think like I just really like the idea of the game. I'm proud of myself for having come up with it. and I think it should exist in the world. And so even though it doesn't have a particular purpose, I'm making it anyways so that it will exist in the world. Potato. I'm on board with that. Uh, so, do you have an opinion on the recent surge of game dev streams that develop Twitch games, similar to SideQuest, in where players play the game by idling or command, but in other genres? I take full credit for that. It is all completely because everyone realizes how cool I am personally, and want to be, they want to share in that coolness, and they want a piece of that coolness for themselves. It's literally 100%, unequivocally, and assuredly because of me in every way, in every conceivable way, in every conceivable good way. In every conceivable bad way, it has nothing to do with me. I claim no responsibility, and I don't know how you even got that idea in the first place. Um, no, I try and keep tabs on like other things that are like other games that are playing and like other games that exist involving Twitch, but the thing that like I don't get, or the thing that like really like surprises me like just eternally, is that literally like the reason I'm making SideQuest, no one, no one, no one, um, no one has even tried to do anything similar, which like blows me away. It's like, to me, it's like a great idea. To me, it's like, it's something that's like really not like important, but like really like meaningful or like worthwhile, like so worthwhile that like it's freaking me out. Like in a good way. Like I'm not complaining, but like I'm just like really like I don't even understand why it is that I'm the only person making a game of this nature. Um, so yeah, so like I do like to keep track of other like Twitch games because it's nice to see what other ideas people are coming up with. But like I yeah, I mean like I don't know if Twitch is like the right platform for games really. Like so I know Twitch is the right platform for SideQuest because SideQuest could only exist on Twitch, but like I don't know. It seems like I mean I guess like in some regards like Twitch is like an easy workaround to having to worry about a lot more complicated network programming. So like maybe that's one reason that like people enjoy using I'm just going in and cleaning up a few of the smaller details. Actually, I shouldn't even do this yet. I should save this and see how it looks in game. Oh, right. So I should delete these extra layers. Um, yeah. I do have one. I do have a major pet peeve. People who leave a Twitch game running in the game development channel when it's just the game running and they're not actually working on it. Those people should be banned from Twitch, in my opinion. No, not even banned from Twitch, but they should be like there should be a way to like report a channel for not doing what it says it's doing. Because like if someone's just running their game, they're stupid or not stupid. It doesn't have to be a stupid game, but if someone's just running their game in the game dev channel, like there should be a way to like eject them from the game dev channel because that's not game dev. It's just cluttering up the channel and it's really annoying. So, I do have that one pet peeve. Other than that, I do like general creativity. Like I don't know, maybe there should just be a channel for like Twitch plays or something, right? Like so that when people, or just like it, not even like maybe just like a whole separate section, like instead of like yeah, just like just like a general like like how there's the game development category, just like have a category for like games themselves, right? So I all right. If Dog then gave me permission to take full credit for for his Twitch app, so hey, that's one. No, I have been I was joking earlier when I said I take all credit for all of them, but I have been told that I've been told directly that like SideQuest has inspired other people to work on stuff. I'm sure. I mean Twitch. Also, yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah. Oh, that's actually a good point. That excuse me, I kind of like talked over myself, but that's actually a good point. If Dog then the project that If Dog then just mentioned, that's like one of the closest to like actually like akin to like SideQuest that I've seen there. And actually, now that I think about it, there was at least like one other that that I'd seen that like kind of like shared a similar vibe, but like I don't know. It's just like it just seems funny that like for the number of like Twitch games that are out there, like I really can't think of like I can't think of any that like I mean, or I can, so I guess I can count on like one hand, like the ones that like are in any way akin to side quest, like in any regard. So I still like that. I like being. I'm a weird person. I'm like I'm a weird person regardless of like what I do. Like I'm just inherently weird, and it's nice when I'm weird in a way that is both good and distinct. I don't know. I like if I'm gonna be weird, I might as well at least be like distinctive and in some way good, right? um, all right. So yeah, the animation is a little more consistent here. I think I want to play up on the sharpness a little bit because like I think when I was like I think when I was trimming them all to like that like range, I think I accidentally blunted them a little bit. So I might go back and add a little more sharpness because it's supposed to be a little bit a little bit more pointy. Uh, uh, Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you, Doug. um, um, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I I'll I don't know. So okay. At a certain point, I kind of like stopped caring about like Twitch, by which I mean, at a certain point, I kind of like I used to like when I first got started with streaming, I used to actually like try and talk to Twitch. I would actually like try and contact like representatives of Twitch and like be like, "Hey, how about this?" and like, "Hey, let's talk about this thing." I have literally never in the entire time that I've been on Twitch and like in all the times that I like reached out and like tried to contact Twitch, not once did I ever actually get any sort of feedback whatsoever. The only exception to that is that one time at PAX East, I waited. I went to one of the Twitch panels, and then after the panel, they were taking like I got a chance to talk to DJ Wheat because after the panel he stuck around and answered questions. But like it's just kind of like weird that like I don't know. I guess I'm not enthusiastic about like engaging with Twitch. Like I just wait for them. Like I'll have like I think about Twitch a lot because I spend so much time streaming. But like I've I'm so uninspired to like share any of my like any of what I like come up with like Twitch themselves because like I basically just expect like no response and like it just feels like talking to a wall. So I don't tend to talk to many walls. I talk to my laptop, but not to many walls. So I don't know. Um, yeah, I. So I think it would be nice if there was that like game category for like like for yeah because I think like it would help with discoverability. I think it would be cool for like a lot of reasons. But I also just I think like if it ever happens, it'll just happen because Twitch decides to make it happen, not because like they're basically I don't know. As far as I can tell, they're basically like immune to feedback. Like you can have as much feedback as you want, and they can just like they're just incredibly skilled at ignoring it, or just like otherwise like disregarding it, or like destroying it, or making it like disappear before it like actually registers to them. Uh, which might be a little bit harsh, but it's just how it feels to. So for someone who's like who really wants like I basically like I don't want just I don't want to like more actually like more than I want to uh dev stream. I want like just dev streaming to take off and like so like despite how I feel rather quite like motivated with respect to like the promotion of like the medium and stuff like it's weird to feel that way and then like have the like what would presumably be like the greatest stakeholders like Twitch themselves in like the dev streaming uh, art and like the practice of it, just to have them be like completely like inert and like I don't know, like I don't know. It's weird. I'll stop complaining, but like I don't know. Uh, I've been. Oh, hey, Justin Freeman. Thank you for hosting. And welcome. We're working on side quests. It's the game on the bottom of the screen. I'm also just complaining about stuff because when I work on art, I have I can do that. I can do that. Uh, yeah. I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I like. Hmm. I just feel like. Yeah. Maybe I'm a bit apathetic or maybe like I'm a bit jaded because like honestly like for things that like would make Twitch better, like if Twitch is resistant to that information, like if something would make Twitch meaningfully better, but Twitch and like that idea like presented to Twitch is like met with everything I was describing earlier, like the deadened rejection. At that point, I'm like, you know what? They can wake up, like they can get with it, and they can get better, or they can like continue with whatever mediocrity they would have otherwise, and like so it's I guess it's like I guess at a certain point, it's like I guess I'm satisfied to a certain extent. Like I don't need the world to change around me. Like I'm content to like change what I can in the world. So, um, yeah, the rest of the world can like I said, the rest of the world can like wake up, or it can stay slumbering. So, uh, either way, um, how many of these have I done so far? Just two. All right, I'll do a couple more, real quick, and do. I I think one of the things about art that I think one so one thing about like working on art on the stream is that anything I talk about when I work on art, I probably sound like I have like thought about it way more. No, I probably don't sound like I thought about it way more. I probably sound like I care about it way more because I like when I'm talking about or like when I'm working on basically anything else, I try and keep my answers as like short and punchy as possible, just so that I don't get like completely distracted from whatever it is that I'm working on. And when I work on art, it's the exact opposite. Like even if I have a one word answer, I'll turn it into like a I'll just talk about it for as long as I possibly can because I don't know. I'm just like I just hold on to that whatever it is, just hold on for as long as I can. Just cover that topic in as much depth and detail as possible. Um, so uh, so I'm back to making stupid face noises. Let's yeah. I could so I honestly didn't expect like the this animation work on the karma stuff to take as long as has been taking. I guess I guess I mean I did realize that like I wanted to get this looking really nice, and so I guess I should have recognized that it would have taken me, like I would be, able to spend a long time on it. I guess that's fine. I mean, like the reason I am spending so much time on it is because karma is one of those things that I want it to be really good. It's important. It's not just like a nice. It's not just a nicety. It's like it's literally like meaningful. Like it's actually supposed to be like how I say. It's like a thank you basically, and I want that thank you to seem sincere. And it's not going to seem, hey, Cold Zero, how's it going? Welcome. Uh oh wait. Oh, Ancient Scion, are you talking trash? Oh, shut up. You're a stupid person, Ancient Scion. um, I'm sorry, that was unnecessarily harsh, but you're just wrong. You're just wrong. Like it's easy to look at anything that like is an underdog and tell it it's an underdog, right? It's like yes, that's freaking obvious. But to look at an underdog and tell them that they don't have the potential to be anything more than that is idiotic, frankly. Which is why I'm so willing to call you an idiot. Not because I want to offend you per se, but it's literally idiotic to I mean, on this particular issue, like it's clear to me why that is the case. And I guess that, yeah. No, I should talk about something else. That's not a good topic. uh, so, I'm banning you for an hour. I'll probably unban you in less than an hour, but I just don't appreciate what you have to say right now. Do. Uh, no, what? Okay, so this is probably good now. Oh wait, no, I have one more to do. So many of these. I've been drawing these little pointy things for like what seems like my entire life at this point. But these are gonna be some fine pointy things when we're done. They're gonna be the pointiest, the finest of the pointiest things. Or at least they're just gonna be pretty much exactly how I hoped they would be. So it's all I'm really asking for. Is like a good clean animation. I should. Is it just that I was working on art for the archery stuff like for a while. I guess like when I was working on the archery art stuff though, I had a lot to talk about in like how archery would work. This is like a fixed system that has actually already been implemented, and I'm basically just redoing the art for it. So I think that's part of why I'm feeling especially at a lack of topics, or just feeling especially like dry of interesting points to raise. I should probably unban Ancient Scion, because I did call him stupid a bunch of times, or her, him or her. I did call them stupid a bunch of times, so it's probably sufficient in getting the point across. um, Alright, so let's do what? I feel like I've just been inconsistent here. I feel like I mean, like, I don't know. It never stood out as like bothersome before, but like just looking at the points on this side and the points on this other side, like I just have been clearly inconsistent with like the thickness of like the blue line. It's not like sacrosanct or anything. Like I can vary that thickness, and that's not a problem. It just seems a little weird to me, I guess. But I think, whoops, wrong color. I think with this, I'm basically done, or at least I'm ready to see how it looks in game, and maybe I'm done completely. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, let's see how this looks. You're making ponies? The mares are female horses, right? If you're making if this is you said something. Finally decided to get around to try adding ponies. Hey, how about that? Are the ponies the things that you were talking about with the flocking behavior yesterday? Are you gonna have flocks of ponies like flying all over the place? Because that'd be cool. I don't think I've seen a game with like flocks of ponies flying all over the place. I don't think I've seen games with like flocks of ponies in general. Is that a thing? Because I mean, it's a thing in real life, right? Ponies like they roam the countryscape in flocks, or no, herds. What are herds? Probably herds. I know it's not flocks, but like, you know, I don't know. I just can't picture that ever. I can't ever picture encountering that in a game, like a whole flock of ponies. All right, what am I doing now? I guess that's fine. I guess I'm satisfied with that, and that's good, and that animation is done. So I guess now the next thing to do would be the wings, which oh, it's three. Oh, the time is now 3:37. I've been streaming for almost 6 hours. Wow. Yeah, like I said, that's taking me a little longer than I expected. But so yeah, I think I'm gonna do the wings. I'm also gonna do this other thing though first. That I tried it yesterday and it worked out okay. So I think I'm going to actually take a quick break because I'm like getting to a point where I'm like hungry and I'm like a little antsy and like I just like my brain is starting to like get sedentary. So like I'm going to go run around in circles outside real quick and then like shove food in my face and then I'll be back. So sorry for the brief interruption, but I hope to see you guys again in the very near future. And until such time, keep on doing what you're doing, and you're doing great. So keep up the good work.